Hi there, this is FNGR. We're talking about corrupt doctors, drug abuse, child endangerment, and most of all, John Kricfalusi? John K. from Ren and Stimpy fame. The man's work in the business of animation is extensive. He's worked on Tenacious D and The Pick of Destiny, the Fat Albert cartoon, the Smurfs, the Jetsons, Mighty Mouse, Tiny Toons, Ren and Stimpy, Two Stupid Dogs, and even The Simpsons. So, yeah, I promised during the last podcast, I and the creepy reading, we would be ruining your childhood next time. If you find any of that interesting or worth sharing, please do so. By all means, tweet, Patreon. Don't forget to check out that Creepy Readings channel. He's going to be doing his own video interviewing one of John K's alleged victims. I have to say allegedly for legal reasons. Thanks for Rocka, Samotlion, and Thought Bubble Britney for coming along for this one. I appreciate it. And see you all soon.
There we go. I don't have to edit any of that out.
Nobody's saying anything
Hello,
funny.
I have forced this guy to make drawings of me, and so I am back.
Yeah.
Because of ego-related reasons.
Hello, I'm apparently a part of the pedo defense squad.
Yes. Alright, so I will now share with the chat the video of the picture Lilac made.
Oh boy, isn't Lilac supposed to be here right now?
She says she's playing D&D.
Oh, are you?
She's like, I don't want to talk to Smoker Keemstar.
I still don't know where that fucking meme comes from.
I don't know.
It's because I sound like Keemstar if he smoked 1 billion cigarettes!
Yeah.
You do kind of have a gravelly voice, but it's not too bad. You're no Mike Enoch.
It's only as bad because I'm actually, like, diabetic and ill.
Yeah. Can't really comment on that.
So, there you go. I didn't realize what this guy was holding in his hands. Oh, wait. Fucking hell. Just removed. 1 sec. Send file. This is very topical. That's her OC on your head, which I asked for, but I didn't say to be holding those things. It's Ren and Stimpy, and you've just choked the life out of them. You don't think that's against YouTube's terms of service, do you?
Oh.
It's really horrifying, isn't it?
Not any worse than the kind of shit that was on the actual cartoon Ren and Stimpy.
Well,
Jeez.
there you go. I'll let him look when he's done playing his game.
Oh,
When he's done jerking off.
I don't know, maybe. I'm leaving that in.
Maybe. When I'm done jerking off, that's going into the quote folder.
Yeah. Indeed.
I mean, what else are you going to do in a situation like this?
Might as well introduce everybody around. So, welcoming you to another... What the fuck am I even going to call this?
How not the pedophile?
That creepy reader destroys one of the makers of Ren and Stimpy.
That's something we should clarify there. Only one of the makers. The other people involved... A lot of the people involved did not know about it, and there's a lot of confusion involving that. That's getting a lot of the wrong people I hate. It's almost like the moment a pedophile is announced, people blaming the wrong people doesn't help.
Yeah, the guy that actually voiced, I think
Billy West.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. Like, I think he voiced what, Stimpy?
yes.
Yeah.
I honestly believe him when he says that he did not know about it. Like, even before this came out, he was commenting on like how he was like really almost sadistic and how he treated his coworkers, and he was just like kind of fucked up in general.
Yeah, he was. But another thing to note too is that the studio, the Nickelodeon studio, and the studio where it was animated are two completely different studios. So people would be like, "Oh, why is Nickelodeon?" It's like, no, it was John K's studio where most of the bad shit happened, which I'm pretty sure Billy West was not actually going to, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was a separate studio owned by Nickelodeon.
I forget, was it a John's studio or his house where he was walking around with his wiener out?
Okay, I can actually explain that one then. It's going to be going.
God.
Why do I know this?
Explain John's wiener.
That was actually in the article, if I remember correctly, but go ahead.
It's not even that, but it's in my interview I have with the person this happened to. So, around so like I think starting in sometime in the early 90s and ending with adult party cartoons, there's this girl this 16-year-old who is dating John, and she broke up with him, and he immediately flew down this other girl who used to work at the studio and also wanted to be an animator. And eventually he ran out of funds, so he couldn't afford a studio. So his studio moved into his house, and he would just have people animating in his house where he would just walk around naked.
So he was more a slob than a pervert, is what the...
No. He was a total pervert. It's a bit of both. That's the answer to your question, though.
He was also an alcoholic.
In his house, but his house was also a studio, which he had people over, and that he just...
Right. And he self-medicated his mental issues with alcohol for the longest time, so he was also an alcoholic. There is that.
Oh, dude, wait until you... Oh, God, there's so much I wish I could elaborate on.
And I love how you say 16. I can just hear reeing in the background already. People going on about ephebophilia. It's not pedophilia!
I mean, he was talking with this girl since she was 14.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
And then he paid for her college tuition. He paid for her to go to a private school.
If you know what I mean.
And then ended up flying her down to LA to live with him at the age of 16. Which her mom thought was some sort of internship type dealio. Mm-hmm. No. It's this really weird thing where, God, dude, there's so much fuck to the situation, and I'm just trying to figure out how I could even word it.
He's basically coerced her into being his sugar baby, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
It's not coercion. She went into it, but at the same time, he also did things at the back end to manipulate her into being in this relationship.
Right. It was more or less a bait and switch because they get into it thinking, I'm going to be his understudy. He likes my work, et cetera, et cetera. And then they get involved and, sooner or later, he tries to shag him.
No, it was always it was always a sort of weird sexual relationship.
No, well, a lot of them, no, they weren't mutual. They didn't know what they were getting into. They legit did not know that it was going to be that.
There was this, at least the victim that I interviewed, the girl who's dating him from the early 90s to this. She wrote him letters and then he wouldn't respond, but then she wrote him a letter that included a picture of herself, and then he started responding.
Oh.
And he went to her birthday party, her birthday. It was this weird thing. And then he started getting more intimate with her. He would do things again, pay for her to go to a private school, flew her down to LA, had her move into his house. He kept her medicated at all kinds of antidepressants, among other drugs that are unable to be named because the victim doesn't even know what she was on. He took her to a doctor, which let me pull it up here, who is a still practicing doctor in LA today.
Oh wow!
It's in California. What do you expect?
I gotta pull up his name here because this is something that I probably would love to just have out there for posterity reasons.
Dox him. Everybody dox him.
Maurice Dectero in Sherman Oaks, Los Angeles. And just so you know, this guy has horrible reviews on Google reviews. Horrible reviews. 2.5s, most of them being 1s. The guy is the type of doctor who would call you in, not really listen to your problem, not really fix your problem, and then ask you to come back for multiple visits.
Yeah, right. Here's a prescription. Give me some money. Yeah.
But this doctor is linked to all these other rich people, and I'm not going to say that he's keeping his business afloat by doing unscrupulous medical transactions by offering drugs under the table or prescription drugs to famous people and rich people what's his name, John Kay. But that's pretty much my personal belief in it.
You little weasel, I love it.
I know what we should call this. John Kay, go away.
John Kay is fucking gay.
I'm working on a video that's gonna be titled 5 Reasons People Hate John Kay, and that's certainly going to be number 1.
That sounds like Guru Larry video. I like it.
Oh, jeez. All right, so what was that guy's name? Maurice.
Maurice. I'm gonna go back up here. Maurice Dectero.
That's the
Dectero.
That's the doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put it into Skype chat. Yep. He lives in L.A. In Sherman Oaks, and he's still practicing today. That's something that they left out of the BuzzFeed article.
Yeah, I'm sure
they probably wanted to avoid getting sued. I'm thinking.
No. I'll let him sue me. I'll let him fucking sue me. I'm not gonna sit here and let this motherfucker like rape people and all that shit. Or like contribute. But yeah, no, this guy, and here's another fucked up thing. Like basically, John K would take his female coworkers or some of the younger females to this guy, and he would do like semi like frequent pap smears on them.
Well, my skin is officially crawling.
Yeah. Like at least like once or twice a month. A pap smear on these, individuals who are under the age of like 16.
Okay, you're only supposed to get those done once a year. That's really gross.
Yeah, I'm currently waiting on some medical documentation from one of the victims that I'm going to be using in my video. That's going to, really prove that point. But right now I only have the word to go on. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, what is this picture of me? I love it.
There you go.
Oh God, that's when it's tipping. Oh God, I kind of want to use this in my thumbnail.
Sure, I'll just as long as you credit the artist.
Do I look like someone who actually cares about art?
Hey, you said I could come after you if you fuck up, so hey, be my guest.
Oh, you cheeky son of a bitch.
Hey, look, just being up front, man.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
Hashtag respect the artist.
Damn right.
Artists are people too.
There's nothing like there's nothing like taking on somebody who's 10 times your size. Or 20 or 30.
What I'm gonna have is a video called 5 Reasons Why People Hate John K. And I'm gonna go through all the obvious stuff, and then I'm just gonna bombshell them out with the whole rape thing. Because I got shit that they don't even have in the BuzzFeed article, because the BuzzFeed article didn't have time to verify everything. So that's gonna be fun. Mm-hmm. And then I got another video coming out, which is just going to be the interview in its entirety. And it's a 1 hour long interview with the person in question, where I get all the information from. She gave me permission to record it and upload it, but I'd rather have that go out alongside the video. Mm-hmm. And my Dead by Daylight just crashed.
Oh, you poor thing. What I noticed is earlier, it kind of piqued my curiosity, because I do remember there was a lot of like weird, fucked up shit in the kids cartoon, not the adult one, the Ren and Snippy one. I went back and watched a lot of it, and I mean, you can kind of tell. Like, I wasn't allowed to watch it as a kid, and I didn't know why, so it was just like a whatever. And then later on, I only saw like snippets of it, and I didn't really pick up on it. But now that I know what's going on, you really notice it. It really stands out.
Is it worse than your average cartoon? Because there's all kinds of
definitely.
There's things
even by today's standard, it's bad.
Yeah, because there's like little hidden things and like things like Powerpuff Girls and like even those milk toast kind of cartoons where you just.
I'm not talking about just like sexual innuendo jokes,
Something you need to know about John K is that he's a very sexually charged individual. He would oftentimes, like, if you were a female coworker in his animation studio, he would just straight up look at you and do a naked drawing of you and then have it hung up in the office.
What in the goddamn...
Wow.
How long ago did he do this shit?
This is like I said, around adult party cartoons, during the Ren and Stimpy stuff.
Yeah, that was right after the original Ren and Stimpy show ended. So
yeah, that'd be Spike TV's new adult lineup they were doing. I think it was 2004 that was going on.
And that show was sexualized as fuck. It was just straight like sexual references. Like, he didn't even try to hide it.
John K. also wrote himself in his characters, and Adult Party Cartoon was pretty much in direct response to the breakup that he had. According to the victim, he even sent her an outline telling her which characters represented one. So when you look at Ren seeks help, you realize that Ren is also supposed to represent John K.
And it's no coincidence that Ren is like the most fucked up person in the entire show. I think he voices Ren, actually.
Yeah, he did.
does.
Yeah.
Oh, that kind of kills it bad for me. Shit.
So Ren seeks, I mean, you know, in Ren seeks help, he's like torturing and mutilating animals and finding it sexually gratifying. And then you realize he wrote that episode to be kind of a representation of himself. And then you think to all this. Oh, dude. He also drew.
Go on.
He also, I mean, just to coincide with that fact, he also did a drawing of the victim I talked to getting fucked by a dog.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And he showed it around to his coworkers who are like, dude, that's like that's a teenager. And the thing is, too, is that the victim in question at the time, yeah, sure, was 16 at the time, but she looked like she was 12. So you have this 12-year-old looking girl in this drawing getting fucked by a dog. And then you have John K. going around showing some of the animators who are just like, dude, why are you showing me this?
That's an interesting term for revenge porn.
They were dating at this time.
Did she know, like, was he doing this kind of shit before he drew that doggo picture? Or was that like a, you know, just out of nowhere?
He and her had a sexual relationship at this time, and he, while she wasn't paying attention, would take pictures of her while in these sexual acts, and just keep these photos on his desk.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call her a thought. She was suckered into all of it, you know.
Oh, by the way, he hates the thought.
I mean, she's 16 years old. She didn't really have the concept of what a relationship is. I mean, I remember when I was 16 years old, right? And I'm just trying to imagine, like, what would I do if, you know, if my personal hero in say just any field of work that I admired basically gave me one free ticket, and also this was an individual I admired so much that I would also be willing to be in a relationship with. And then they just gave me a free ticket to do my dream, and then it just turned out to be.
Well, this guy
especially go on.
This guy was grooming her back when she was 14, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was. Like I said, with the with the money, she took a summer internship over there, which he paid for. He paid for her to go to private school. There was a lot.
Yeah, let me put this in perspective here. Okay, like people, especially girls around that age, like mid-teens, like they naturally want somebody to look up to. Well, that's pretty much it. It's like you don't like develop mentally until you're in, like completely until you're in your 20s. Like people around that age are nowhere near old enough to, you know, have all their facilities in order. Like what I'm saying is that they're vulnerable.
Can confirm.
And you know, I mean, like just everything that John K does is just hyper sexually charged. And I mean, I'm sure, like, even in the cartoon, I'm sure everyone's seen that one scene where, you know, Ren's cutting the log.
So many gifs of that.
Yeah.
That was the episode they were playing Who's the Pitcher, Who's the Catcher?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And, like, his animator, he was like surrounded by people. Something, I forget their names, so I'd have to bring up the interview. But he worked with other animators who are also pedophiles and enablers, and they'd swap stories at a bar that they frequented. God, I don't have their names off the top of my head, but they're also animators at Disney. At Nickelodeon, and there was this kind of culture with animators at that time where, you know, like.
Oh, not just animators, my friend. I mean, just animators.
Dan was a boy.
Actually, can I read off a Billy West quote that I found pretty interesting?
Sure. Feel free.
All right. He said, way back when, he said, "Genius is a twin brother of madness. Both live in a world created by their own ego. When I go to work for someone, I never bring my personal problems to the arena. The creators of most of the shows I've done don't seem to do that either. John K. wasn't a little bit difficult to work with. He was darn near impossible to work with. His abuse of actors, including myself, is legendary, and was not so much about the search for perfection. It was about borderline sadism and control. His whole fixation with hell dads and boys and torture and punishment. Well, I've made millions and millions of people laugh, but I don't get what's funny about endless repetitions of that crap that he dotes on. There's a difference between cries for help and comedy, and he pretty much nailed it."
Hellboy? What Hellboys? What was that about?
No, hell dads and boys.
What's I don't quite understand.
I'm assuming he means like hell dads, like abusive fathers, or at least implied abuse.
Oh, okay. I was a bit confused. I'd never heard that.
Oh.
I don't know for sure, but I'm just assuming.
Okay, so I think it might have been the other girl, the other person this girl mentioned. I think that might have been Eddie Fitzgerald, because that's what's in my search history here.
Her name is Eddie?
No. John K. surrounded himself with other animators who are pedophiles.
Oh, okay.
And, that's the guy behind Tex Avery, Mighty Mouse, Tiny Toon Adventures.
I was about to say, I don't want to know anything wrong about Tex Avery. Jesus.
But I would have to show you. Yeah, I'd have to go back. So
are you telling
don't go all out? You're gonna ruin Anthony.
Are you telling me that this is the tip of the iceberg and you're really gonna find more shit out from here? Dear God.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's why the video's not out yet. I still got to do research, got to get more documentation together, because I'm nothing if not thorough.
Okay. If I would have known that, I'd try to get your OC silhouette looking like Medicare.
Oh. Okay, I'm better than Medicare, all right?
Oh, that is some tall talk, sir.
Mm-hmm. Is that a challenge?
I'm calling him out. All right, meet me at the Jumbo Dome at the Honda Civic Center.
So I'm expecting this video that you're making to be better than the Eichenwald video. Is that what you're saying?
Nothing. There's nothing. That's not fair.
I know it's not fair.
There's
nothing that could be Kurt Eichenwald.
I mean, everyone could watch the Kirk Eichenwald video and laugh. No one, I can't. How am I supposed to make this funny? Is it even morally right to make this funny?
No. Jesus.
Nothing is more funny.
I used to wonder what kind of person could write something like Ren and Stimpy. Now I kind of regret having the answer.
Well, what do you expect?
So question is, can I exchange my collection of DVDs back at the exchange now of Ren and Stimpy? Probably not.
Oh, boy.
GameStop will give you 5 cents for it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just break them at that point. Jesus.
I wonder if Ren and Stimpy has a video game and if I should do like a Let's Play of it.
I'm sure they probably have like a Super Nintendo game somewhere.
Yeah,
I used to love that game.
They do. I've played it.
They have a Sega Genesis game. They got a Super Nintendo game. They got a Game Boy game.
Ren and Stimpy. What's it called? Stimpy's Invention.
Someone should do a Let's Play of that.
I'm assuming that they're probably shit control up the ass. It's got to be horrible.
I mean, it is a licensed game.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
But so John K was incredibly abusive towards the animators. He would like scream at them in the office and say things like, "Your fucking art's flat, this is fucking flat. Make it round. Do you know how to fucking do round?" And people would often say, I am a better artist for working with him, but also it was some of the most stressful and abusive time of my life, and I kind of wish I didn't.
God, this is narcissistic personality disorder down to a fucking T.
I mean, the one thing that people, that you can't really say is that, he was a fantastic animator. He was a perfectionist, but only in the sense that he needed to have a bit of himself in every frame. So, that's why everything was late, because he would have to revise everything and change everything, even after it was already like mostly completed.
That is one huge ego. Yikes.
He just didn't know how to let things go and just let it be up.
Who else does that remind us of?
Let's not bring that into this, my friend.
Oh, no, that's fine.
No, it's already been brought up. I'm confused.
Boy. I thought we cut all that out, actually.
I wasn't talking about her.
I thought you were... Are we? Oh, I was about to say the Tumblr one, but that doesn't narrow it down, does it?
I thought you were talking about buttons. Are you talking about Jerry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry. Yeah, that is someone who needs to let things go.
That's exactly what I thought you were talking about. And I was like, oh, that was very subtle.
And now it's not.
Well, should I go back and edit that out or what?
I don't care.
Okay, that's fine.
I didn't say anything wrong.
No, leaving me calling him Jerry.
Fuck it. Well, that I wasn't going to say.
So, like I said, I had a 1-hour interview with the victim, and, I can certainly answer a lot of questions if you guys have them. Surprisingly, the person told me about the dick thing, like it just having it out in his house.
Floppy wiener, yeah.
Yeah. Rocky was on a roll there for a minute. Christ. I'm glad I brought you along.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I kind of blew my load already.
Yeah, no,
what I
between
said earlier,
yeah,
but-
when freaking I completely forgot to introduce everybody, but I'll add something on at the beginning later on when I. Damn, that was pretty good. That was strong.
Stop looking at Ren and Stimpy gifs, me.
Oh,
God, this is hard to watch.
Jesus, were you ever a fan?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Believe it or not, Ren and Stimpy was one of those shows that I just thought looked really, really ugly and unappealing.
Right.
It was a little too animated. Even as a child, I wasn't a fan of the insanity and humor of it.
You know
it's
what?
part of go on.
You know what I realized I could torture the hell out of with this? Anthony C, for all his videos, he uses, because Ren and Stimpy's music is all fucking, what do you call it? Open domain.
Mm.
I might send this to him afterwards, just get some hate mail back. Hey, Anthony C, I want to ruin your childhood. Here you go. By the way, big fan, sorry. God.
Anthony C was later found killing himself with a boomerang.
No.
More news at 5.
That's horrifying.
Because I remember like watching it in class. We were going over the adult DVD cartoon, and I think we couldn't make it through the beach episode because we just saw how bad the Flash animation was on the turns and his introduction to the one girl. Was that one of the victims that was at the beginning that he was talking with? We were talking about how she draws girls.
He would draw like a lot. Apparently he actually, I don't know which episode it was, and the girl who was the victim had yet to confirm it, but she wanted to test. Apparently she was actually drawn into one of the cartoons. Not sure which one, but she was actually a character in it. Not sure which one it was though.
Was it the rubber nipple episode?
No idea. I've only seen Ren Seeks Help because I'm a self-respecting horror connoisseur.
Fair enough.
God, Ren Seeks Help was something that made me seek help.
That was on the adult cartoon, right? Not the kids'
Yeah,
cartoon.
it's the one where he like was torturing that frog and like made him like ripped out his guts and God.
All I need is a description. I'm not going to watch it. No thanks.
You can probably catch a 2 to 3 minute clip of it on YouTube naturally.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
In the end, a horse doctor says, I'm a fucking horse, not a doctor, and you're just someone who's really fucked up. And then he tries to kill Ren.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like signs of being a psychopath.
Dementia.
I mean, we could go through all of adult party cartoons. Knowing the information we know now, we could see it in a whole new light, which is something that is kind of fucking fucked, you know?
Nice thumbnail there. Sam.
No, I just pulled up those from the Naked Beach Frenzy from IMDb because that's the one he boasts about because they were drawing women naked on that episode.
God, what are we?
Oh,
are
look,
we in
there's a
fucking,
starfish.
is this from fucking Weimar, Germany? What the hell is wrong with this guy?
Here, you got his film photography, so I guess recommendations to the audience for people who wanted to look at this man's state of mind.
Anyway, there was supposed to be a second season to adult party cartoons, but based on how badly they performed on MTV, they did not, give them a second season. There was, let me actually go into my quick script over here. There was, there's an episode that was called Fishing Trip. Not much is known about it, according to the outline that was sent to my way, other than John K. wanted to animate 20 minutes of a fish cussing whilst Ren and Stimpy were searching for it. Life Sucks. Probably one of the most infamous unmade episodes. It's about a half an hour of Ren talking about all the injustices of his life, ranging from mass murders to tortures and other uncomfortable topics like a children's crusade. This is originally going to be a prequel to Ren Seeks Help, so that's going to be fun if that was actually made. Wilderness Adventure. This is one. This one featured one of John's favorite characters, George LaCour, taking Ren and Stimpy on a hunting trip. This one is interesting because it was originally set to be on the original Nickelodeon series, but was rejected from airing. And then we got The Big Switch, another episode connected to Ren Seeks Help, in which Stimpy gets into an argument with Ren about whether or not it's best to be an idiot or a quote-unquote psychotic asshole. I don't think we should be surprised about why this show was canceled.
It's also not surprising that he makes that false dichotomy. either you're insane or you're an idiot.
Yeah, but those were the unmade pilots, or rather the unmade outline episodes for season 2.
I'm looking at his film photography. He worked on Tenacious D and The Pick of Destiny, whatever the hell that is.
Well, that was actually an okay movie.
God damn it!
What?
I love
Now I
that
can't
movie.
like that show anymore.
Well, no,
I can't.
he animated.
It's one of my guilty pleasures.
No,
Really.
No, this is actually really small. He animated the THX logo sequence.
Okay, cool.
That's nothing.
I can still watch it then.
There's too much rape in that logo, though. I'm just. Damn it.
Misogynistic ass logo. God.
Now I gotta find a movie, edit out the THX logo, and then find another logo that wasn't animated by him, and then throw it in.
I'm looking at like some of the old cartoons he used to work on, and I'm like, Little Rascals had a cartoon. I knew about Pac-Man. He worked on Smurfs and the Jetsons. Fucking holy shit, he's done all the old crap. Tiny Toons. Two Stupid Dogs. Aw. That one's boss.
Never really found it too funny.
I find it morbidly amusing that he worked on Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids.
If it makes you feel better, John K. only worked on the first 6 episodes
Of what?
of Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, okay.
Did you say he worked on?
He got fired after episode 6.
Did you say he worked on Fat Albert?
That's his first one?
God damn it! Don't ruin that show for me. I liked it.
1979.
Dude, that show was already made by Bill Cosby, you fuckhead.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he's only a
It's already
storyboard
ruined.
artist.
Bill Cosby raped a lot more people than John K.
Shut up. You're breaking me.
What the fuck's wrong with you? Don't ruin it. God, it's made by Bill Cosby. The like number one blackface of rapism.
Oh, jeez.
That should be the
Just
title
now.
of the video. Number 1 blackface of rapism.
Rapism.
Indeed.
It's just extra ruined now.
Oh boy. Adult Party. I'm just
I'm
looking.
upset.
He worked on The Simpsons in 2011 to 2015.
How many lives are we going to ruin?
No, he did.
Watch
He did
this.
couch gags for them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's whatever.
He did a Tree
He
Horse
wasn't
Award.
animating anything for them other than couch gags, and he was commissioned to do them. But like I said, he was not getting any consistent work after adult party cartoons.
I'm just looking at online. Weekend Pussy Hunt. That goddamn George Liquor program. Music videos: Harlem Shuffle, I Miss You, Fuck Her Gently,
Oh, Jesus.
Close But No Cigar, and Classico.
Oh, I've seen the animated music video for Classico. I can totally see how it was him. Yeah.
Close But No Cigar was a Weird Al Yankovic one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yankovic actually said he didn't know anything about that. He was actually asked about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yankovic is a pure soul.
He is. Yeah, he's a saint.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to cover anything on Weird Al. That'd be horrifying.
That'd be kind of weird.
I was back in 2006. I was at a bar up in Ottawa, Canada, where John K was premiering his adult DVD, and he was showing off his then I think it was a 16-year-old Asian girlfriend at the time from Korea. But I don't know how that plays in the story. I might have been drunk at the time.
It was his war bride.
His war bride.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a portion of the event they called Blue Tunes, where they're showing all the adult animations.
Well, a lot of degeneracy in one place. Yikes.
And Ottawa Canada prides himself on being the leader of Town of Animation.
Was this guy Canadian?
What, John? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a Leaf.
Well then. I don't have anything else left.
Oh, God.
Dear God.
I do. Fuck you, Canada.
Well, at the end of all of this, what do we do? Would the stuff you like turns out to be made by someone that's despised now? Do you burn it?
Death of the author. I forget how that goes.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, at least I have a Ren and Stimpy cell that's signed by Bob Camp. Thank God.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Anything else?
I don't know. I guess that's a happy note that we can end that on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Follow your dreams, kids.
Unless that dream is to become a rapist and then just fucking do us a favor,
Oh,
Or
Lord.
torture people. Just you can just leave those dreams aside.
All right, I'm gonna hit stop record.